we got a lot of things that happen with NFL. You know, we said this earlier that they cutting like 8 million people a day. I mean, I'm surprised we don't get another breaking news. Breaking news.
Breaking news. Breaking news.
The only time I break news is if we just have to mention it. I haven't had that in a while.
Yeah,
I know,
it's been a while.
Yeah. So Jason Witten comes back.
Mm-hmm.
Number one, that whole decision was like, no, really? Did y'all think
Did we know he was coming back?
No. That came out of the blue.
I thought he was done.
Yeah, I thought he was done too. Well, okay, but did you think he was going back into the booth?
I didn't think he was going back in the booth.
Well, I think he was going to go one more.
That.
He was, but I think he was going to give it one more shot.
He wasn't going to be no Monday night though.
They would have given him one more shot.
Yeah, he was sorry at Monday night.
He was struggling.
Yeah,
he was.
Yeah,
I think he was trying to mimic Tony Romo, and it was
That's
not
what I was
working.
thinking. And that suit looked like it was too tight anyway.
Oh, he just letting you know how cut he was.
Leave
That's all.
Jason alone. He could.
He's just letting everyone know what time it is.
So what does that do for number one, the Cowboy draft? Because we're thinking, okay, do you go in and look for a tight end or
he's already on your roster?
Well, no. I'm saying with Jason Witten, let's say Jason Witten does not come back and he's in the booth. Do you go in and look for another tight end?
No, he's already on your roster.
Blake Jarwin,
and Dalton Schultz.
That's what I thought too.
We just drafted a tight end last year. Yes.
I know.
So Tyrone says Witten coming back is great for the Cowboys. They need his leadership and his locker room presence.
That's very true.
And that's what I thought. I was thinking the same thing because he can actually help build a Blake Jarwin or Dalton Schultz to be the tight end.
Mm-hmm.
You know, teach him. And I think he's good for Dak Prescott
yes,
also.
I was going to say that.
Yeah.
He's good for that.
And don't forget Jeff Swain.
They got 3 tight ends. Yeah.
We don't need to draft. It doesn't do anything in terms of
even if Witten is not there, you don't need to draft him.
No, you got him on your roster.
That's what I thought.
Jeff Swain, Dalton Schultz,
and Blake Jarwin.
And 3. Now you got 4. Which makes me think they may end up taking one to the practice squad or end up outright releasing them.
This
to free
is real
agents.
simple. This is real simple. Why Rico gathers?
Yeah.
This is real simple.
Number 5.
This is not complicated at all. This is real simple. Rico
Tyrone
Gathers'
says,
time is up.
Yeah, his time is up.
Finally.
Yeah, we can't have 5 tight ends on the roster.
No, definitely not.
You can't have 4.
I don't know what that is. Tyrone says it's especially great if the Cowboys have both Witten and Earl Thomas in the locker room.
You got 4 tight ends and a basketball player.
But see, I'm different than everybody else. I don't think they needed Witten for locker room presence because they didn't have any problems in the locker room.
No, they didn't.
One thing they have is great young leaders.
Yeah, that's true.
Prescott is a terrific young leader. And on defense, they still have, I know we don't like to give them a lot of love, but Mr. Crawford on that defensive line
Tyrone Crawford
is a really good
Well,
leader.
you got Tyrone Crawford. On the defense, they got some serious leaders. I mean, you still got Sean Lee that's still there.
Yeah, forgot about him.
Yeah, I mean, you got some leaders. Well, which brings us to a DeMarcus Lawrence.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they just franchised him.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that's just to make sure that he doesn't go into free agency.
Of course.
I think they're going to give him a contract.
Mm-hmm.
You know, now the question is, you give him money. I think they signed Witten to a $5 million contract a year.
1 year for 3.5.
1 year for 3.5.
Mm-hmm.
Which he ain't.
It's change.
Chump change.
That's easy.
Is that more than what he was making in the booth?
Yes, that is correct.
Yeah.
He is making more this year than what he made last year.
He don't even register on the
no, I don't even count him.
Yeah,
I mean, he does count against the cap. I mean,
but
it's
$3 million
finished to
is
$1.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's $3 million is nothing. Yeah, you don't count on the cap though. But I'm glad that he said I still got fire in me. I thought it was gone. You know.
And if I'm the Dallas Cowboys and he is saying that he got that fire, you let him play it out. Even at 37 years old, if he still got something to bring to the table, let him do his thing.
Bring it.
Now,
he can't stretch the field like he used to, but he's crafty. He can run them Cole Beasley routes right in the middle. I mean,
he might just surprise
he's fine.
us.
Which brings me to the Cole Beasley.
He won't be here.
Yeah, he's gone too.
He won't be
$20 million. Get your short line.
Is that what he's asking? $20 million a year?
$20 million. Get
Boy,
out of here,
sit
man.
down somewhere.
I'm not sure if he asked for $20 million a year, just a $20 million contract.
Okay,
Okay,
yeah.
well,
Still, sit
I
down
read
somewhere.
20 million guaranteed is what he's looking
Boy, he
for.
crazy.
20
I
million
will
guaranteed.
pay you over the next 20 years, 20 million. We can do
Thank
this.
you.
Look, man.
Boy, you ain't
I'm
earned
gonna
that.
give that
You
same
ain't
argument
earned
I
that.
give to about running backs. You can find
Yes,
slot
he's
receivers.
requesting a $20 million guaranteed contract.
That ain't happening. You gone. See you.
Thank you for your
I'm-
contributions.
Come on, Tavon.
Tyrone said Jerry is auditioning Witten to be the next head coach.
No,
Jason Garrett, watch out.
He's not ready
No,
for that.
I don't believe that.
No. And also, Jason, Jerry
Witten.
Jones has already said that Jason Garrett may be the longest tenured coach in Cowboy history. He said he has the strength to be the longest tenured.
Yeah, unless
coach.
we go 4-12 this year.
Right, and then
that'll
that'll
change real
But
quick.
do you look at the Cowboys just nose diving like they normally do? They'll go high and they'll go low. You look at them nose diving. We don't have any.
What does the schedule look
That
like
schedule's
next year?
brutal.
That's what we need.
That
to,
schedule
It is
So
brutal.
the schedule's out there.
But we don't have any because the last time they nosedived, so you get a 3-13 season with Tony Romo, and then you nosedive because he was hurt, and then we got like 8 million of the quarterbacks.
There's always been some kind of injury.
Exactly, you had 8 million quarterbacks.
A suspension that
Uh-huh.
affected the following.
And then the
season.
next season, you bring in a Dak Prescott. First of all, Tony Romo gets injured. You bring in a Dak Prescott, and we go another 13-3 again. And then you nosedive, and you really didn't nosedive, but you had a bad. It wasn't that good because Ezekiel Elliott misses 6 games.
All that chaos. That was
Yeah,
going on
and that had something to do with it. So then this year you have a what is he 11-5?
A horrible start.
Yeah, horrible start. But then
they finished strong at 10-6.
finished strong at 10-6.
Yes.
So are we looking at another nosedive? I mean, there's nothing in the books that says we're going to nosedive right now.
I don't see a nosedive, but I wouldn't be stunned if they finish the year 9-7, 8-8. The schedule is really tough. You're transitioning into a new offensive coordinator and whatever he's going to bring to the table.
Might be the biggest thing for us.
Yeah, so when you look at it from that standpoint, there's a chance to be a better team but not have as good a record because the schedule is tough. So it may take you a few games to adjust to whatever the new system is that they're planning on implementing offensively.
Okay, so then what does that do with Jason Garrett's time?
Nothing, because if the offense is more explosive and it looks like
they're doing
some things and the defense is still solid, sometimes you just lose because you're going to lose to better teams. Like I said, the schedule's tough.
But then you give way for Jerry Jones to say, okay, Jason, you're still here. We still got offense coordinator because offense is explosive. Rob Marinelli, you might want to step back because their defense looked good. Their defense looked
until they played the Rams.
Well, yeah,
forgot how to defend the run.
Well, and forgot
while I was here in the brick house.
Yeah, forgot how to disguise coverages and stuff like that.
Oh my god,
that was horrible. That was horrible. Yeah. What's the next topic?
You ready for the next topic already?
No.
I was gonna say
that was just tough. That was a quick flashback.
Yeah.
My goodness.
I need another.
I'm not happy Witten's coming back as a player. I'm happy he's coming back, but I would have been happier if he came back as the tight ends coach. Because to me, I feel like they're going to feel obligated to put him on the field.
They are.
And I don't like that because I really, really liked what I started seeing from Blake Jarwin towards the end of the year.
Yeah.
He was running the seam routes. Him and Dak was developing. You know, they found a chemistry.
But maybe you didn't have that.
Oh my goodness.
Every time you move,
our brother moves.
Maybe they didn't have that. Maybe you didn't have that second tight end that you was looking for. Because you got flashes of Dalton Schultz, you had flashes, but maybe you had a solid second tight end, and maybe Witten comes in as a solid second. You know, Blake does this. He's the starter, and then you bring in your solid second, which would be Witten.
Do you really think that's going to be the case?
No, you think
because I don't.
You think he'll come in and start?
Exactly.
Yeah,
I think he's going to start right away.
And I don't know if that might not be the right move.
No, it's not the right thing to do at all.
Is to make him the starter right away.
He shouldn't start.
He should have to try out like everybody else.
Well, he don't have to try out anything, but he's not. He shouldn't be a starter.
A situational tight end.
Exactly.
At best.
Exactly.
At best is what he should be. And that won't be the case.
That's he was actually falling off his last year.
And that's a third down.
He was not as
third down
good
tight
as
end.
Yeah, I mean something along those lines.
He wasn't getting as many catches as he was before. That last year he was on the team anyway.
Yeah.
So I think he was on the decline anyway.
And you take what you do is this allows you to say, okay, Cole, see ya.
Peace.
Cole Beasley was operating on a 4-year, $13.6 million contract with a $4 million signing bonus.
Deuces.
In 2015, he made a base salary of $1 million. It went up to $2.3 million in 2016. It went up to $3.5 million in 2017, and then dipped back down to $3.2 million in 2018.
Hope he got a
So,
good savings account.
How old is
Some
Cole
good
Beasley?
investments.
He is 29. He'll be 30 when the season
Oh,
starts.
holla.
Yeah, that's
Holla. And you say you want a
20 million
guarantee?
So his
guaranteed?
last contract was
Boy,
4
shut
years
your
at
face.
$13.6 million with a signing bonus of $4 million.
He wants a $20 million signing bonus. Somebody will
Right.
give something like that to him.
Yeah.
It just better not be the Cowboys.
No. No. It's gonna be Pittsburgh.
Why?
Because you ain't got AB over there no more. And I know they got Ryan Schultz because they picked up Ryan Schultz.
The Patriots are too cheap, but the Patriots seem like a
Patriot
team
might
that
get
would
him,
go
yeah,
after Cole
yeah, because
Beasley.
they got Danny Amendola too. Amendola too.
No, is he still there?
I think
Amendola's not still there. No, he's not
he's
there
in
anymore.
he was in LA. Is in Rams with the Rams now.
Yeah, he's gone from the Pittsburgh.
So
from,
you're gonna
the Patriots.
you're gonna need a receiver like that, like a Welsh Walker or something like that.
I think if Cole Beasley leaves, to me there are a couple teams that would.
If Cole
would be
Beasley
good
leaves, he
fits
might
for
not
him.
get picked up no more.
No, he'll get picked up. He can still get open. He'll get picked up.
Taking to Denver with a
Too many teams run the spread now.
taking
so
to Denver with who's the quarterback now in Denver?
Joe Flacco.
Yeah, Joe Flacco.
Well, it's finna be. Ain't made
Yeah.
the official announcement. We know it's gonna be Flacco in the Bronco uniform.
Yeah, and then Nick Foles with
To
the Jags.
To the Jacks. Oh, that's a great move. I
Do they become a playoff team?
No, Nick Foles is sorry, man. He's just good with the Eagles.
That's all.
That is one of my
That's all.
4 quarter questions for next week. So
that is
be
cool.
thinking about that.
I already got my answer.
Yeah,
for that
I was thinking the same thing. Did we not remember Nick Foles in the Rams with the Rams?
Boy.
We get caught up. Some players are good
Good
with
for certain teams.
I'm gonna use the basketball. JJ Barea.
Yeah.
He is only
Good
with
the Mavericks. Uh-huh.
When he was in Minnesota,
Minnesota,
he didn't do
crap,
anything.
yeah.
But when he's with Dallas, he's a different player. I don't know why that's the case. I can't explain it, but he just is.
Well,
and it's like that in the NFL.
With Barea, it might be scheme because he knew Rick Carlisle's scheme, so that could be it with Barea.
In Philadelphia, the same thing. He's very familiar with the system. He's very familiar with the receivers. He feels comfortable in that system.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to go to Jacksonville
and be like he was in the Rams.
The only comfort is he'll be handing the ball to a beast. So he might not be asked to do as much. All he may be asked to do is when the throw is there, make it and don't turn the ball over.
But now, who are the receivers? Well, shoot, Philadelphia didn't have any receivers. Well, they do. They had a good.
They had an
number
agent
of
Jeffries.
Alshon Jeffries.
Yeah, they had an agent him. They had
and they had
they got the receiver
Golden Tate.
from who didn't do anything while he was there.
Mm-hmm.
And then they had McClain. Who was that?
They have the one they're trying to trade right now. Last name start with an A. So
yeah, but then what does Jacksonville have?
They have D.D. Westbrook, Boomer Sooner Nation Rise Up.
Yeah.
And so that's all that matters.
Whatever. God. Can we
Can
get it?
You asked me who they
Can
have.
we get to a show without?
He's their starting wide receiver. You asked me who their wide receivers were. I just gave you their starting wide receiver.
Without Bummer, Schooner, Sooner.
Careful.
Don't play.
Careful.
Spooner, whatever.
Careful.
Nation, city,
Watch out there now.
county,
Watch out.
rise up or something like that. Can we
Boy.
please?
Hush.
This is not it's not the burnt
What did you ask
Auburn
me, sir?
show.
You asked me who the starting
Burnt
wide receiver
Auburn?
was.
What the what
That's
are you
all.
talking about?
I asked you what college he came from.
Well, I
Oh,
just
my
have to
goodness.
remind everybody.
You don't need to be volunteering information.
I mean, that's what we do here.
No, we don't volunteer with that information. Is not necessarily needed.
Anyways.
Anyway.
Anyways.
Anyway, with all these with all these players just getting dropped from the team, what is it saying? Are we thinking that the draft is going to bring in what we want to bring in, or remember we talk about this copycat league? So now everybody's going. We're gonna all go through the draft, and we're gonna drop the players that we don't want.
Yes.
Well, the Cowboys,
That's what you have to do.
their master plan is to build through the draft
Right.
instead
I
of
know
going
that,
to
yeah.
free agent. That's Stephen Jones' plan.
You know why? Because football is a young man's game. You gotta be young. The
Well,
teams that last the longest are usually
Are
young,
young, yeah.
with the exception of the Patriots. You gotta kind of throw them out because they're just weird like that. But most of the teams
Right.
that are having long-term success, when
Mhm.
Seattle was in their peak for about 3 or 4 years, they were
were
really young.
Yeah.
They had a bunch of young linebackers,
Mhm.
safeties were young, everything was young, and they had that, and they were all on rookie contracts.
Right.
So you can allow yourself, if you have to
So after-
sprinkle in a little free
so
agent here or sprinkle in
If
a
you
little
don't
free
get it
agent
in
there,
5 years, you blow
it's
up the
time,
team.
it's
Let's
time
go
to figure
again.
something else out. If you don't find the right quarterback, or if you don't have the right players, it's time to figure something else out because time is money.
Which brings us back to the Cowboys.
Time is money,
Right.
pimping.
They've got their core rookies are getting ready to get new contracts. They're getting ready to get out of those rookie contracts and
Yep.
get into some new contracts,
Yep.
which means that Jerry's going to have to pay out Dak.
Lawrence.
He's going to have to pay out DeMarcus Lawrence. He's going to have to pay out Zeke. He's going to have to pay out Amari Cooper,
Byron
Everybody.
Jones,
Byron
Everybody.
Jones.
They all up on the 26.
Yeah.
Awuzie,
Yeah, Awuzie.
Mhm.
Well, his not coming up.
not yet.
Not
Yeah,
yet,
yeah,
but it will.
Everybody.
It's still going to be there. So while you have 48 million under, that's gone quick. So that means we're not going out. And then the whole thing about going to get Earl Thomas, I don't think I would do that.
No.
If I'm gonna do anything, if I'm gonna get any type of safety out there, number one, you're gonna have a good safety in the draft, in the second round, because they don't
And
pick
in
the
free
first round.
agency.
But I don't think I want to deal with free agency safeties though. There's not necessarily a safety. Now, if I'm gonna do anything as far as the defensive backs, I would go Tyrone Mathis.
Yes.
If I'm gonna do anything as far as defensive backs,
Yeah, but I think the Ravens or another team is going to go after him real
it's
hard.
a bunch of them.
A lot of teams because he's got the youth. The
line
safety
starts
from the Texans.
The line starts in the back, so
Yeah, there's a lot of people going after.
yeah, he's gonna get a good paycheck.
That's true.
He's gonna have a huge paycheck. But if I'm doing anything with the defensive backs, that's what I would do. I'm gonna go get a safety, because they're gonna have like 2 or 3 different safeties in the draft right now. They got a boy out of I forget where he was. He ran a 4.37 cornerback, Jerome somebody another.
Again, we're getting caught up in speed.
I know speed doesn't mean anything.
No, it helps.
Yeah, it helps. Yeah.
Speed is good. That means you can cover a lot of ground.
It's
if you
called
make a
catch up
mistake.
speed. But if we
Right.
got to catch up all the dang time, then somebody getting burnt.
Exactly.
But even your boy DK Metcalf.
The receiver.
Yeah. What is it? 4.34.
Yeah, he ran a 4.3.
Yeah. Speed. He's big. Seems like he's got hands. But why is he the end all be all now, and he wasn't while he was in college? That's how I look. I want to see what
he went to Ole Miss. That's one thing.
But
Ole Miss didn't have really a quarterback worth a darn. That's another thing. And then, like I just said, he went to Ole Miss.
Well, that's it.
And
but I still
he
want
went
to
to Ole Miss.
Yeah, I still want to see what you do in the game. I mean, I've watched some highlights, but highlights are what they are.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Give me when you're not doing highlights.
Highlights are supposed to make you look good.
Right.
Actually, Cowboys cap space is 28.5 million.
What are you looking at Capology?
Now I'm looking at Spot Track updated numbers here. I'm looking at player contracts, but their cap space right now is 28.5.
How does 48?
All
It's
right.
28.5.
That's
Give
even
us
worse.
something else to talk about next week.
Right.
Cap space next week. All right. Up next.